Actually, he flips the conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
Actually, he flips the conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
Actually, he flips the conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
All right. Guess we can get the fun of recapping last session. In case any of y'all need the reminders, of course. But nevertheless, with a group down in the depths of the ocean, somewhere beneath the Feln Shara and its crew, they got a long rest and, upon waking, headed towards the other shipwreck to check for the items they were tasked for. After a little trouble removing said weapons from the submerged, pristine bodies, Kaporin was able to loose a glaive, and after some untoward thoughts, handed the glaive back to the corpse that had now come to life. The battle commenced, where spells were flung. Saren and Rashi were put out of commission quickly, but ultimately, somehow, through the grace of Trentamir, they were able to survive this encounter, and were able to secure 4 glaives and 1 short sword out of the lot. Just as they were allowed a second to breathe, I guess it's breathing, whatever the water breathing does, as the commotion was coming to a close, and Saren started swimming back towards the surface, a harpoon was flung and pierced him through the chest, and he was quickly dragged back to a large red creature who was standing on a shipwreck nearby, 2 large horns on his head going towards the back, and a long red and black molten-looking robes were evaporating the water around him as he held Saren's unconscious body. He tore him from the end of the harpoon, sucking in his life essence, and tossing the body back into the water as it slowly floated down. And that's where we return. You guys not only all see, but also can hear this as the sound of the constantly evaporating water around this creature is very audible, let alone the giant harpoon flinging through, Saren's last dying breath, the whole 9 yards. He stands there, a harpoon in one hand, staring down at the lot of you and the wreckage of this ship, kind of just mentally ticking numbers off in his head, counting everyone who sits beneath him. He's currently not moving. He's just slowly looking from side to side. This will give everyone a chance at 6 seconds. You get 1 action apiece. Now I still have our order. First up would be Rashi, because this creature came in right in between Bryn and Rashi.
Okay, so we have 6 seconds to do an action?
You got 1 full turn, basically.
Okay, cool. I would like to go heal Nori with a 3rd level Cure Wound spell.
Okay. That would take all of your movement to get over to her.
I have freedom of movement on me, so no, it doesn't.
Oh, no, she was decently far away from you.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Yeah, she was on the other side of the ship, and on the ground where you were up and just got done healing Saren. Here, let me pull up.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. I was kind of floating in the water. Okay, well, that's fine. But, I'm gonna do that anyway. Do I have to roll to touch her, or just roll for what I healed her for?
You just rolled a heal.
That would suck so much to have to roll the hit with a healing spell.
Oh god.
I mean, sometimes you do. If you're in the middle of battle, you might have to roll to touch them if they're fighting something.
Yeah, it'd be like an acrobatics around the fight to get in a nice little butt grab.
Healing word at an enemy. What the hell?
Sorry, that was not a good roll for healing. Sorry, Nori.
I can't even see it.
Give it a moment. Rashi's
It's
rolls
okay,
are a bit delayed.
It's better than having 4.
True, but I mean, for a 3rd level, it could be a hell of a lot better.
I got it on D&D Beyond. 8 healing for Nori.
Okay. It's already double. Okay.
To 12. Okay, so that would be my whole turn because I spent all my movement and my.
Well, you would still have a bonus
none of my
action.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to. I'm just saying you still do.
None of my cantrips are really gonna be all that useful.
No worries. And to give
So-
you guys context, now that you are all roughly closer together now, from your distance, the creature is elevated up and roughly about 120 feet away.
That's still too close. I'm gonna say call it. That's my turn. I moved over to Nori and healed her.
Okay. At the end of Rashi's turn, you see this creature standing there on the bow of the ship. Or, not the bow. The ship is almost cut in half with the bow of the ship pointing almost directly upwards. And it sits right where the figurehead would be. But as it stands there over Rashi's turn, kind of just watching what's going on, with this sphere of evaporation around it, you can only guess as how hot it must be around this creature. And it is further identified by the fact that the bow that it stands on catches a flame. The sphere of evaporation around this creature extends out 10 feet in all directions. So the little bit of wood that is underneath him that is exposed, that he is currently touching, is ignited. It's already, all the waterlog of it has already burned away, and it has ignited, and it has caught fire beneath him. And during the turns, as it stands there, it just sinks into the embers that it's creating underneath its feet. But after Rashi, we have Nori.
Oh boy. All right. So Nori is going to, she sees this. Fuck no. She's going to cast Conjure Animals and summon 8 dolphins. And she can summon them within 30 feet of her. And summon them in different places. So for weight purposes, I talked to you about this earlier. 2 dolphins can carry a 2 heavy person at full speed, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I have just enough dolphins for this. So I'll have 2 for Bryn, 2 for Kaparin, 2 for Rashi, 1 for me, and 1 for Rachel. We'll all be underweight. And then I'm going to yell out, trust the dolphins, and have them all book us away from this. Scoop everyone up. No one just...
Well, everyone on their turn.
Yeah.
If you guys would like to, I would allow you to use your reactions to grab the dolphins.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's a yes from everybody.
And I'm going to try to... I know he's big and he can do everything, but I want to try to lose him in the shipyard area.
He's
kind of like the spider
standing
I lost
on the
beneath the
shipyard.
fridge. Go around and then try to get through.
Okay, because like I said, you guys, when you first came to this area, you're on the outer rim, and the 3 closest boats were the ones you're on, the one you guys slept in, and the one that swam away when you guys got close to it. So currently, if we're using this boat that everyone's token is on as the one that you guys are on, then the north one, the one further up the page, would be where the boat that you slept on is. Distance-wise, I think I said it was 70 feet of sand. But past that, and to the right of the ship that you guys are dealing with right now, it's empty sand unless you go to the next ring in. So it's not like there's a bunch of ships near you. You guys are on the outer edge, and these are the only 2 nearby.
Yeah, just trying to get to a place where we can lose him.
Okay.
Like the spider I lost beneath my fridge.
So, do you want to go to the other ship and then try and skirt around it and then go into the graveyard? Or are you going from the other side and just trying to go like diagonally straight to the graveyard?
try to stay as far away from this guy as possible.
Okay, so using this map, heading north directly to the other ship to try and break line of sight.
Yes.
Okay. I believe the dolphins are what, 30 feet around?
Yeah, I can summon them within 30 feet of me, and they have a speed of 60. So if they take the dash action, I'll be 120.
Gotcha. But they are carrying
Which
a
they
creature,
will.
so it halves.
Okay.
They're not impeded.
But then
Yeah, they're not impeded, so they're not like extremely difficult terrain. But any creature carrying another creature slows it down.
yeah.
So with that, you guys would be able to get to the at the end of Nori's turn, with everyone taking their reaction to grab on the dorsal fin of the dolphin itself. I just realized that's pointed way over there. All right, cool. You guys all use your reactions to grab the fins, and Nori sets the dolphins off, all careening 60 feet towards the other ship, getting just to the outside. So Nori, Racha, and Rashi, you guys would all basically be right at the other ship, the ship that you guys slept in, with Kaporin and Bryn being slightly behind. All right, that ends Nori's turn. Saren is dead.
R.I.P. wizard.
All right, so the end of Nori's turn. Creature kind of looking down, seeing the creation of other creatures and its playthings leaving it. Kind of turns its head to the side and just kind of looks at you guys as you all swim away. And those that may be looking back, probably Racha and Kaporin most, that would look back at the creature. Kaporin being like, "Oh, he on fire," and Racha being like, "Oh fuck."
Hey, Rajah's actually, he's very much contemplating going towards the thing to try and recover Saren.
But as you two kind of look back to see this creature, and it's cocked its head to the side looking at you, it turns its body towards the next ship to its side, and underhand kind of just grabs his harpoon and just releases it slowly. But as soon as it releases from his hand, the harpoon just takes off. And it gets 150 feet. And then all of a sudden, the guy's gone. You're like, wait, he was just standing there. And now you look 150, 4 ships over where the harpoon was going. He's standing there again, holding the harpoon in his hand, just looking at you guys with his head cocked to the side.
I'm in danger.
And that ends his legendary action. Racha.
Do we have control of our dolphins, or are they just going wherever Nori wants?
I think I would let you guys have control over them just for the simplicity of it, rather than having me be in charge of everything.
Well, if he's super far away now, Rajah's probably actually going to flip back around and try and stuff Saren into his bag of holding.
Orin is not dead yet.
Yeah. So with your dolphin's speed, it would take you 3 rounds to get to Saren's body.
Maybe not then. He's going to sort of make, so we're at the northern ship now,
Correct.
and he sort of has cut us off, is what you're saying?
He didn't go to cut you guys off. He went parallel to you guys. So as you guys were going north, he went north. So he's still on the inner ring of ships still. He just went 150 feet. So he's actually Um, you guys moved 60 to the northern ship. He moved like another ship past that. So if you guys were to go around, continue on going around the ship that you guys are near, you would end up be looking directly at him. So he kind of guessed where you were going to go and cut that direction off. Interestingly enough, actually, Rachel, give me a perception check. Okay. Just enough. You see, beyond him actually seeing him swim anyway, he is walking. Like, he is physically moving down here on top of these. He's actually standing on the ships itself. So you get the sense that as far as movement for him goes, and the reason why it probably took him so long to get to you guys was that he was walking through the graveyard, whereas you have at least some vertical movement in the water to swim. So do with that what you will.
Yeah, if that's the case and I have that realization, I'd say something to the effect of up, up, and away, and then is and I would actually still then probably go towards Saren because I know he's up in the air, and head towards the floating down dead body.
Yes, he moves 10 feet around now that he's dead, but he's still 3 turns away from you.
Yeah, so I would be heading upwards at that angle, kind of deal.
Okay. You can do that. I'm just letting you know that he killed Saren and then started dropping him from where he was at on top of the ship. So the ship only itself was going up about 80 feet. So he's right now, Saren would be about 60 feet in the water from the sand. But right now, currently where that creature's at, he's standing on another ship. And this ship's a little bit shorter. It's about 60 feet. But I'm just giving you letting you know the whole dynamics. I would do a map, but this is way more 3D than the 2D map can do right now. So
I totally get it. At least this first round, I will head that direction. If he tries to cut me off again, though, he will potentially change course.
Okay, so you can use all 60 feet of your dolphin to move towards Saren?
Yeah, like in a straight line up, though. So like not a straight line up, more like I'm increasing my height as well while I'm moving horizontally.
So going diagonally?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So put you. So technically, because I believe the dolphins, do they get their own turn? Don't you have to roll initiative for your dolphins?
I do, but I don't have dolphin stats. But
That's fine. And to make it easier, we'll just go it on that person's turn.
Okay.
So there can be more control. Richa, for your dolphin, if you tried it, you could probably get to Saren's body next turn if you let go of your dolphin. So if you use your dolphin to move its full speed and then you kind of like launch yourself your 15 feet, 30 feet because you can dash, and then 45 feet because you can rogue dash. So if you do that, you could probably get to Saren's body next turn.
I will keep it in mind.
Okay. All right. After Richard, we got Kaporin. You are one-handing dolphin in each hand because you're the one that got summoned with 2. And what you want to do? What you gonna do?
Are dolphins affected by Mantle of Majesty? Or not Mantle of Majesty, Mantle of Inspiration.
Mantle of Inspiration, I believe, is for creatures, and they are face spirits.
Okay, got it. So they don't fall under that category.
No, because they don't leave behind a body after they die or perish or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Change my plan from there then. I will.
How many times can you basically use a bardic to do that, right?
Yeah, and I have
Okay.
4 bars.
Yeah, because I know you've at least used it twice.
Yeah. Because we're all on dolphins, we can't really move. If I prepare a spell to cast in case, that just uses my action, or if I.
Yes, it would use your action to hold a spell for some sort of activation. But you are dual wielding dolphins right now. So if that spell requires a somatic component, that means a hand gesture. That means you'd be relieving a dolphin. And obviously, at the end or beginning of your turn or whatever, you could just grab your dolphin again. But if something were to happen in between that time, you might suffer a consequence.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just go with this. Kaporin will heal. We'll just heal Nori again for a second level healing word, and then what is my own current health?
Like 4?
16 actually, better than Nori.
Oh yeah. Someone healed you. I forgot.
Nori healed me, thank God. So yeah, I'm gonna just dish out 2 healing words, 1 to myself, 1 to Nori.
Okay. Those somatic?
Verbal.
Just verbal? Okay.
And they're going in order, so Nori, you have 11 more. What was that? Oh, 9. Okay.
All right. As far as movement goes, what do you want to do for your dolphins?
Peter Griffin style, just running away.
Okay. Which angle do you want to go? This creature, if we're using this map as a compass, and the top of the map is north, then the creature currently is northeast of you guys.
Kaporin is going to go, I guess, straight up. Kaporin does it
straight up.
Kaporin,
Okay.
Kaporin wants to hit. Kaporin wants to surface, so he's going straight up.
Yeah, too bad nobody's got water walk. You guys could have just catapulted to the top. All right. So with that, you start heading 60 feet directly upwards. Okay. After Kaporin, we got Bryn.
Yeah, she's gonna take her child's advice and go up and away. He's over here where I'm pinging, or like off the map.
No, other side.
Reading it wrong, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, east.
Oh, sorry.
To the right, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the right.
Yeah, math is hard. That's fine. So yeah, she'd go up as well. At an angle though, slightly just away from.
Okay, so the opposite direction of the creature?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would put you going. Yoink. All right, so that puts you up 60 feet. Okay, that brings us to the creature's turn.
The maniacal hand rub and.
I like playing my custom creatures, okay? All right. So, as everyone is starting to disperse, as far as he can tell, that's what you guys are kind of doing. Rachaw's kind of coming back. Kaporan's going straight up. Bryn's, so it's like one's going this way, one's going that way, one's going that way. Everyone's kind of starting to and break after the huddle type of thing. Closest person would technically be Richaw, but not by a lot. It's a tie between Richaw and Rashi that he's closest to. Let me check the range. Okay. I need Rashi and Nori, as well as the dolphins associated with you. So, Nori, I don't know if you pulled out those stats yet. But all of you need to make dexterity saving throws.
Yeesh. And then the dolphins get a +1. So just subtract 1 from that for mine. So they got a 19. Can I use my inspiration to re-roll this deck save? You think?
Inspiration.
Would that be a good idea?
Oh, you mean that inspiration? I was like, bardic inspiration. You can't. I mean, if you still have it, you can use it for any roll.
I still have it.
You can.
Should I do that?
You can use it for any roll that you'd like.
Do I take the higher or do I just keep whatever? Yeah.
You keep the higher.
Yeah, I'll take my 11.
You see this creature as it kind of is standing there, the harpoon in its hand still kind of at a downward angle, not really holding it up for fighting or anything of that notion at the moment. He kind of outstretches his hand towards people as he's pointing. He's kind of hovering it towards Richaw before sliding it over to Rashi and Nori and their dolphins. So the dolphins got 19. Okay, the dolphins save.
Oh, great.
As from its finger, for the briefest of moments, while it's still in the evaporated area around it, it almost looks like a little bit of steam comes out. But once it hits the water, you see shards of ice just quickly in your guys' direction. Rashi, Nori, you guys are grappled, restrained, frozen, and to hit both of you, so Nori, your complete right side is frozen, and it is frozen to Rashi, whose left side is frozen. Rashi, since you are wearing medium armor, you do take some damage from the cold. Okay, not good rolls.
I have freedom of movement, so I can't be paralyzed or restrained.
Well, you are frozen.
Oh,
Ah.
okay. That. Well, boo.
You take 8 points of cold damage. As the cold, that frozen portion around your armor is starting to like seep into your skin, It's already cold down here, and this doesn't help the situation. But you guys are currently frozen as a block of ice together. Luckily, your dolphins were not affected. But to carry both of you, both the dolphins need to be going.
Well, there's 3 dolphins, right?
Yeah, Rashi has 2 because her armor made her too heavy. So
Correct.
we've got 3 dolphins.
So you would need, well, I think you would still need all 3 dolphins because whichever one starts moving away is going to be taking both of you, as well as a chunk of
Alrighty.
ice.
Mhm.
During your guys' turn, you can use an action, which would be an athletics check, to try and break apart. But he kind of like pulls his finger down and looks and sees you guys kind of welded together in ice, and just a smile creeps across his mouth. And you guys see a little bit of smoke kind of pour out the side of his cocked smile. He puts his hand down and looks at the rest of you. And focuses on Bryn. Bryn, you hear though it's cold and ice just leapt from this creature's finger, the spine-tingling numbness that runs down your back from the words that it speaks, it's chilling. Play on words. Though you heard the Taskmaster talk in his demonic speak, at least you understood it. This you don't. But what it does to you, and to all your runes, as it speaks, you all of a sudden, all your runes start in sequence lighting up. Guys, it would be Kaporin, you being the closest, being able to see this. You just see a weird sort of light show happen across Bryn's upper arms and upper back. Different colors, which, Bryn, this is different for you. You're used to them being at least the same color. Maybe different colors, but at least all together monochromatic. This is weird as each rune is a different color.
I'm having the Las Vegas light show right in front of me.
Nick Kaporin's just up there like... Bryn, you kind of like, you feel each one pulsates as the chill kind of goes up your arm, and as it does so, it ignites each rune as it goes up. You've never heard this before, but it somehow notices and recognizes you. And as it does so, it starts to lean forward and starts to whisper something. Bryn, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. You start to hear about 3 to 5 different pitches and tones of voices coming as it's just whispering, and though the distance is decently great between you two, it's almost as if you're getting pulled in. He's getting larger in your field of view to the moment where at the end of it you kind of blink and he's face to face with you. You're standing there just bewildered at what's going on, and he continues to just slightly move his lips as the whispering keeps continuing on. He leans in, and you can feel the breath against your chin and your cheeks. The smoke starts to make you want to cough. And then you realize, wait, I'm still breathing water. and you kind of snap out of it, and you realize you hadn't moved at all. But whatever it was almost pulled you in. You did save. All right, that ends his turn. He's going to stay there. Rashi, that brings us to you. You are currently half frozen.
You said it's a what check to try and break free?
Athletics.
I failed. I rolled a 1.
You try to yank your arm out at the same time, kind of like using your mace to bash in the ice. You pull, and you go, ah! Ooh, that hurts. That hurts more than it should. You popped your arm out of its socket.
That doesn't sound pleasant.
Oh, it's not. I don't suggest it, anyone.
Okay, so you said being frozen supersedes like being grappled and restrained and stuff?
Yes,
was
because
that part of the frozen thing.
Well, the frozen aspect is that basically parts of your body are encased in ice. So, I mean, technically you could still move because you guys have the dolphins nearby, and you still have one hand free, so you could hold on to one of the dolphins. But you would need to coordinate between your dolphins and Nori's dolphins to move at full speed. So you can use the rest of your turn to allow your dolphins to like wait and help action, I guess it would be. So that way when it's Nori's turn and Nori's dolphin goes, they can follow suit and take both of you.
Okay, yes, that.
Okay. So just giving your dolphins the go-ahead to follow Nori's and pull you guys along. Ending your turn brings us to Nori's turn.
Oh dear me. How close are we to everyone? Like, what's the distance between everyone?
So, Kaporin and Bryn have started going up 60 feet. So they're currently about 60 feet from you. Well, they're currently like 70 feet because they're a little ways behind you as well. Rachaw has gone off at an angle, so he currently is about 75 feet.
And then how far is Rachaw from everyone else?
Rachaw is closest to Kaporin, and that's probably like a good 25 feet.
Okay, so if I get up to all of them, can I get within 30 feet of everybody? Or Rashi and I?
Yeah, you could.
Okay. I'm gonna look at Rachaw and I'm gonna go, we gotta leave him behind. And I thought I had this spell stock previously, but I thought the dolphins would be faster. I was wrong, so I'm going to cast Water Walk on us all and have the dolphins follow, because I still have my action. And then the dolphins will come with us to try just provide a little bit of cover or
So
keep a little bit of a distraction up.
Yeah, if you want to try and drag the dolphins up with you as you guys are going up, you can do that, or else the dolphins will have to go on their own speed.
Well, we're going up 60 feet per round, and the dolphins have a speed of 60, so they'd be able to go up the same speed as
60
us.
feet?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and ping it.
Okay. Wrong spell.
Okay.
Just a,
Was that important?
so I just don't understand water. We can walk on water. Is it like it's like normal ground for us?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And
It brings you up to the surface.
yeah, so with that, I was just making sure that they didn't have to activate it themselves, that it just auto starts doing it. Okay.
But it does require a willing creature. So if Racha wants to stay behind, technically he can, but he would just kind of reject my spell essentially.
Gaze off, human. What would you like to do, Racha?
I don't know.
Technically, so she would cast this spell, and on everyone's turn, you would start going up 60 feet. Now, I believe Water Walk, each person has control over it. So they themselves can decide whether or not to activate it, basically. Because it's not a concentration spell, so that means Nori's not in control of it. That means that the individual that it's on has control of it. So, Racha, if you wanted to, at the beginning of your turn, as a bonus action, you could turn it off, basically.
Would he be able to turn it back on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the effect, just like water breathing, he could technically turn that off too if he wanted to. But it's the same concept that, it's on him for the duration, no matter what, unless Dispel Magic is placed upon him. And you can activate it or deactivate it at will. Or else that'd be a fantastic way to kill somebody.
Right. If it's his turn now, then he'd still go for the body and try and shoot for it, and then immediately after getting the body in, get it start rising. But
Okay, so it would take your bonus action to deactivate it, basically. So that's going to put you just shy of Saren's body. Because you needed the dolphin's movement, your movement, and your double dash just to get to the body on this turn. So you'd be about 15 feet away.
just doing math, would 15 feet away be relatively the same thing as 30 feet away?
No, this would be actually 15 feet away. Like, after all your
I mean, for like in my next turn.
Oh, yes. Or you could, if the case may be, if you're going to wait till your next turn to get to Saren, then you can just stay with your dolphin. And that way you'd still have your action and your movement, technically. But you could use the dolphin to move 60 feet, and next turn, with or without dolphin, you would make it to Saren. So you would still be able to use your action for something this turn if you wanted to.
Yeah, then I guess what I'll do is I will hold on to the dolphin then still, since I'm not going to be able to make it to Saren. And then I'll cast I'll put my sword away and while hold, so I can do it with one hand still. Cast minor illusion to just sort of like do that shroud that I did like way back when, and try and create just a block of shade between me and the thing.
Okay, just a blackout screen, basically.
Yeah, more or less.
Okay. All right, so that is summoned. And you're staying with your dolphin, right?
Correct.
All right, Kaporin. Unless you don't want to turn it off, the water walk would rocket you up 60 feet.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna turn it off. I will. Good lord. I will cast Dancing Lights, however, and cause them to form a Oh wait, does that make sense?
Dancing lights has to stay within 120 feet of you, so as you move up, it will tray behind you.
Mhm. I was just thinking, like it couldn't like because they're not bright enough. They couldn't like cause him to lose focus of me while traveling upward, right? That's what I'm thinking.
No, it's not going to be blinding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to give that sort of effect.
Then.
But currently, the dolphins are harrying you on either side, so they're giving sort of a body block between you and the creature.
True. Yeah. So Kaporan's just gonna start sailing upwards, and he will hold major image in preparation if he feels like the creature locks eyes with him, or if he locks eyes with the creature and it looks like he's going to attack, he will cast a shroud underneath him.
Okay.
But yeah, I will hold that in preparation.
Okay, that brings us to Bryn.
I forgot something, but yeah.
I would know that the two of them were frozen together or whatever. Would I?
If you look down, yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming since I had to do the whole trigger that, I was looking towards the creature once I shook out of it and probably saw them. Would I be close enough, or would I be able to get there? I probably wouldn't.
To them, yeah.
Yeah.
If you turn off your water walking immediately, using your bonus action, you could actually. They're going to be about 30 feet from you, so that would take your action as well to get over to them.
With the dolphin, though?
Oh no, you have the dolphin, yeah. So you can do that.
Would I be able to, I guess, break them out with the glaive or one or the?
I believe you're dual wielding glaives right now,
Like,
so you can drop a glaive and try.
let's hang on to the two glaives with one arm, and then with her arm blade that came in handy, she's going to.
Oh, that reminds me.
Oh
Dolphin, double glaive.
no. Oh yeah. Would I be able to hang on to those somehow, or no?
You technically could thigh squeeze the dolphin, but that would very much restrict its ability to swim. So it's your choice. I mean, you have the water walking eventually, but you to get over to Rashi and Nori while using the dolphin, you may or may not make it. I believe, if I remember correctly, Bryn has two glaives. Saren had a glaive. And Kaporan has a glaive? No.
No, Rachel has a short sword.
Okay, I thought you guys caught all the glaives.
No, there was one that.
Oh, in the darkness, yeah.
Yeah, the darkness.
Okay. So what would you like to do, Bryn? You could make it easy and just drop a glaive. Or try and bareback the dolphin.
I know, we're gonna drop them. If there's time, we'll see if we can swoop them back up later. But
Both or just one?
I'd have to drop both because I have the two dolphins.
Oh, that's correct.
So I would go down, and since I don't have my sword, I'll use my arm blade. to
Okay.
try to take them apart.
Arm blade, does it say bonus action to bring it out?
Oh, yes. Oh, so then I can't do that.
Yeah. You could technically use your shield.
I guess would she realize a shield or a dagger would be better to use?
Shield would be better.
All right, let's use the shield.
Okay, so it'd be a d20 plus your strength modifier. Technically, you are proficient with shields, but you're not using it in a way that it's meant to be used. But I believe you have the knockback ability for shield, right?
What was that?
Don't you have a sort of knockback ability for your shield trait?
Yeah, I do. I'll be using that. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, so though it is a bonus action to try and shove with your shield, if you're using it in conjunction to try and break the ice, then it would just be...
If Val's talking, I can't hear him.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, forgot Zoom thing. Technically, it's a bonus action to activate the whole shield shove thing, but since you're using your shield for the attack action, I would say it would go together and lower the DC of breaking the ice, which was a 25.
Yeah, got
So that-
super close to that one.
Yeah, unfortunately, now that I see what you rolled, you try and get the shield in just right, but you're not sure where people's arms begin and ice ends, so you're a little skittish at breaking it, but nevertheless, you tried.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, with your ability, it brings the DC down to a 15.
Damn.
But it was a good try.
Just out of curiosity, because you said the DC to break it was originally 25, what would the DC even be to escape for someone like Nori with my -1 to strength?
There's
So I'm
a...
technically proficient in athletics.
Oh, what's your athletics modifier?
I think it's a +3.
So there's a term, it's not very often used, but in some cases it does get used. It's called impossible.
Yep.
And that would roughly be what it is.
Yep, pretty much.
All right. Bryn, so you moved, bonus, and action. I believe that's the end of your turn. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I retcon a bardic for her?
Nope, sorry. At the end of your turn, the creature sees what's going on and just shakes his head towards you all. Not really focusing on Richa, but more on the popsicles and Valkyrie and the Popsicles. That's your guys' new band name. And he's kind of just gonna stand there. He's gonna take the harpoon and kind of toss it a couple times in his hands and get the right handle on it. And then he's just gonna let loose. Bryn. Let's see what it is. With a +14 to hit.
Excuse me?
Did I not tell you guys what level encounter this was supposed to be?
14. Oh my goodness.
With a +14 to hit?
And also legendary action, so legendary creature.
With a +14 to hit, that is a 16. Does a 16 hit?
Holy crap, no!
Wow, that was a shit roll for having such a high number to add.
So, the harpoon comes flying in your direction. You kind of, taking your shield back to take another swing, see it at the last moment and kind of put it up, and it just deflects off of the shield. You hear this grating noise of metal on metal, and you feel the vibration in your hands, and you hold on, and just... And you kind of... And you hear it past you in the water before... I need you to make a dex saving throw. Because this creature on its harpoon, if the harpoon misses, on its return, it has a possibility to capture.
So with this, I have a little plus thing with my dex thing. With this, I guess, since it's dex, I add my shield's AC bonus to it. Yeah?
Yeah.
This would freaking awesome. So it's +3, so that'd be a 20 total.
You hear the as it flies past you, and then you start to see the chain stop above you, and then start to recoil back in the opposite direction. You kind of look over your shoulder at the last moment, and kind of swing the shield back around once more, and you hear as it deflects off once again. The creature summons the harpoon back and captures it, and now it's pissed.
I'm not really happy I pissed it off, but I'm happy that didn't hit me.
Okay, now it's the creature's turn. That was its legendary action. He's gonna stand there, kind of upset that his reel didn't work. He is going to okay. He's going to leap off the front of the ship that he's on, and you see him just. I would say superhero landing, but doesn't quite fit this creature, in his MO at least. And he lands. He does take the damage for falling 60 feet. Okay. But he impacts, and you see the dust and sand kind of just, as also the bits of seaweed that were floating with the water, now that this evaporation zone has created, have started to wilt and die to the heat, and they catch ablaze. You see a couple fish that had been stranded now just searing across the floor as he starts to walk his way towards you all. Altogether, with the drop costing him 10 feet, and then moving forward. So you guys no longer have visual on him from where you're at, because he's on the other side of the ship. But he's going to throw his harpoon anyway. He gets disadvantage because he can't see you guys. It is plus 14 to hit. Rashi. That is a 17 to hit.
No, that doesn't hit me.
With the harpoon piercing through the boat, you hear before the black jagged metal rod comes flying towards you. Rashi, you being frozen to Nora, you kind of like stretch yourself as much as possible as it knocks off a chunk of the ice that was encapsulating your other arm. Your other arm is now free. You're still frozen. Your leg's still attached to Nori, but your arm is free now. And
the one that I popped out of the socket?
Yep. And it goes flying past you. Then it stops. And starts to come back. Fortunately, with the redirection of the ice, Bryn, you need to make the dex save.
So a 19.
Okay. After impacting the ice holding Rashi and Nori together, it kind of veers off and up, kind of deflecting off the ice. It narrowly passes you, and not enough to make you worry, but once again you hear the whooshing stop, and you're like, oh, fuck. And you turn around once more with the shield ready, and once more You send the harpoon spiraling. Now knowing where Rashi and Nori are, you know to kind of like take it and push it in an opposite direction so it doesn't hit them. Your shield is magical, right?
Yeah, it's a +1.
Okay. So magical items can destroy other magical items. When it comes to simple enchantments like a +1 to swords or shields or anything like that, if a magical item or a spell does a certain amount of damage, it can destroy the item. Usually with +1s, the way I like to do it is if it's an uncommon item, uncommon magical item, it's going to be 100 hit points. If it's like as the step goes up, so uncommon, rare, epic, legendary, mythic, it adds an extra 100 hit points to it, with mythic and legendary doubling whatever hit point total it has. It usually doesn't come into effect too often because just like people, magic can re-imbue itself over time. So after long rests, it gains its hit points back, and most people don't calculate damage when things get deflected. But as far as like armors and shields, especially a shield that's fending off from a legendary weapon itself, this is a time where that factors in.
Yep, tell me the number. I'm ready to write it down.
So I will do it in the chat so you can all see. So for three, I was saying for 3 impacts, that is so with that last one, you kind of shove the shield and this harpoon off into a direction. And as it does so, the 2 hand braces on the back side of the shield that you usually put your forearm and your hand over, the shield just falls apart in 2. And you're now holding 2 halves of a shield, one in each hand. Your dolphins love you for it, though, by the way. So your +1 shield is destroyed. But it came in handy.
Guess we're just gonna drop that to the floor.
But that will end his turn, bringing us to Rashi.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Now that your hand is
Yes,
free, you could technically use your mace to try and attack the ice instead. Or you could try another athletics check.
I think I feel more confident about attacking the ice than athletic.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack. To be fair, Bryn, that was some shitty damage rolls.
I mean, the shield did what it was supposed to do. It was supposed to shield you.
All right, that does hit. Go ahead and roll damage. The ice has 15 hit points.
9 damage.
I did max damage, so now it has half. Roughly.
All right. Do you want to turn off the water walk? If not, you will start going up, dragging Nori with you. You won't go up 60 feet because the weight is slowing you down, but you would at least be going up.
Well, if I if I turn it off, but she doesn't turn hers off, then she drags me with her, right?
Correct.
So, um, hmm. Well, she would have cast it to get us out of the water as quick as possible. So, I think Rashi would. I think I probably assume that she would want me to keep it on so that we're trying to get out of danger as quick as possible.
Okay. Well, you still have a bonus action.
Neither of my bonus actions are all that helpful. Is because we can't see where he's at, so we don't know how close or far away he is.
Correct.
Okay, well, since it's a bonus action, I'm gonna cast Spiritual Weapon. I'm gonna keep it just like close to me for the time being because I don't know where he's at, so I don't know if he's within the range of the weapon or not.
Okay. All right. So end your turn.
Yes, that would end my turn.
Okay. At the end of your turn, you and Nori rise 30 feet. Well, you rise 30 feet, and Nori drags behind a little bit. But that brings us to Nori.
So does my water walk not take us all up at the same time?
Because you finish the cast technically at the end of your turn, most people are stopping it on their turn. So they everyone will start to rise, they feel the effect, and they bonus action turn it off. Because their turn happens. For those that are doing it, at least. It's still...
Okay.
The 60 feet still happens over the course of a turn. So it'd be 10 feet per second, technically. It's just easier for everyone's thought process to move at the end of their turn. Rather than being like, okay, I want to do this. Well, technically, you moved 10 feet by now, so you're out of range. It's like, well, fuck.
Well, fuck is the sentence of the day.
But since you two are connected, it does slow you guys down, but between both of your guys' turns, you still go 60 feet. So it kind of still all comes out to the same.
All right, how is Bryn looking on hit points?
About 15.
If I had to
Jeez.
put a number on it.
I'll do a first little cure wounds because I'm running low on slots. It's only 6, but it's better than 15. And then I keep going up. And can I have the dolphins kind of so dark, but their spirits, they'll be fine. Get a little bit of a meat shield going so we have a less likelihood of being hit.
Yeah, of course. So at the end of your turn, you rise up the next 30 feet, putting you and Rashi at 60 feet for the end of both of your turns. And now there is a wall of dolphins, at least 3 of them, in front of you in the direction of the other side of the ship, as you guys are just starting to get over the top of the ship's edge here. And you can see the column of steam. So you have an idea of where he's at, but not exactly. Alright, that brings us to Racha.
All right. Well, I will ride over and cram Saren into the bag, with all of his stuff and whatnot. And
Are you actually trying to fit Saren in the bag, or just his stuff?
Saren himself, unless it's not possible. But
He's still a person.
essentially, yeah. Well, he's dead. So essentially, what Racha wants to do is bring Saren back to his family.
Racha proceeds to chop up the body.
I was gonna say, are you gonna do a little bit of butchery to make this fit, or because
It's
all
like
in all, he's not gonna fit?
It's like a 2-foot round hole. I could slide him like a hot dog into it.
Technically, yeah. So,
Pillowcase, you just slowly move it
Yeah.
up a little bit by a little bit.
but it would take a full action and bonus action to do so. Because you're like having to like move his arm in and like slide it over and around and like squish his shoulders together and just like kicking portions of Saren's dead body to try and like contort correctly to fit in. You realize how hard this would have been to try and do on JJ.
Yeah, but the thing on JJ, he was just trying to blind him. But yeah, he would do it if it. He would get that and then start making his. So I'm on top of a boat now. Like his body was at that original boat, or no?
No, his body. When he pulled Saren over to him, he was on the figurehead of a boat, and he dropped him off, and he was starting to float down towards the sand. You caught him before he got to the sand, so right now you guys are you're floating about 30 feet off from the seabed.
Gotcha. And then would the dolphins move? Dolphins move got me there, right?
Yeah, Dolphin's full move would have gotten you there.
Could I still do my own movement thing and let go of the dolphin?
Yeah.
Then once I have Saren in the bag, he would try and get to the top of that boat. Move towards it at least, and then come next turn, hopefully turn his thing back on.
Okay. Easy enough to do. Alright, so end of Chaucer and Kaporin.
I'm the furthest one up, you know?
Right now, yes.
Okay. I'm not gonna stop rising. I will dish out a healing word to Bryn, as well as a bardic inspiration to her, saying, "With your life, guard it." And just so she'll receive healing and a bardic inspiration. Besides that, moving up whatever I can, and yeah, that's it.
Okay, so another 60 feet northward or upward.
Upward.
Okay. At the end of your turn, Kaporin, you're the only one that has visual acuity on this creature, and kind of keeping an eye on everything that's going on, and sending out the healing. You're kind of already looking down.
Mm-hmm.
You see the creature is not focused on you; is focused on the boat and those on the other side of it. And for some reason, he turns around, like his body's still facing towards them, but his head turns around as if he heard something.
Okay.
You see him kind of stop there, and then he turns his whole body around to face towards the graveyard. Kapoor, give me a perception check. Further in to the graveyard itself, you see just sand and debris, decently large, probably 80 so feet across and 100 feet high, just barreling towards you guys, just destroying ships in its wake. You can't see exactly what's making this, but you just see almost like a underwater dust storm heading in the direction and destroying everything in its wake. And you see this creature kind of crouch down a little bit and ready its harpoon. All right.
Okay.
Brings us to Bryn.
I was gonna say I can try to break the thing if I can't. They've all gone up. I'm gonna turn on water walking then. I
Yeah,
guess
they're
turn
currently
back
only 30 feet higher than you right now.
So yeah, I'll turn that back on and go up. And I guess as I go up, trying to look for that creature wherever it is, so I can just get ready for whatever the hell might come.
Yep. So you go up another 60 feet, looking over the side, you see that the creature is no longer facing you guys, and you too see something heading towards that is a big enough threat for it to turn around. All right. The end of your turn. The creature who's gotten into a ready stance is going to...
Does,
go ahead.
sorry, does Racha have a visual acuity of whatever's coming towards us, at least from his perspective? Not the.
With your movement, you haven't gotten to the very top of the boat yet. You're about 5 feet from there, so you're still blocked. You can see it. You can see the creature. You can't see what's coming though.
Cool. Just wanted to get my own perspective.
Yeah. Okay. He's going to place his harpoon in the sand. Alright. So he places his harpoon point down in the sand in front of him. His hands move together, and you guys start to see... Well, Bryn and Kaporin, you start to see... Well, actually, Rashi and the rest of you also would see at least the effect. But thin tendrils of something red. And as it moves out, once it hits the water, it starts to steam as well. And so this pillar of evaporation that is above this creature now starts to extend as these tendrils snake their way off from him in all different directions. 12 tendrils in all, and it makes like a half-sun sort of situation. As you see this happening, all the tendrils kind of swoosh together, almost like a squid or octopus moves. They all kind of point and come together into a circle cylinder in front of him. And at the last moment, they all go dark. And you realize that these are chains. And as it goes dark, they go dark from him, reaching to the end of the chain. So they're slowly starting to go dark. But just as the last bit of red is at the very tip of each of the chains, you see a brilliant beam of red go from the creature through the cylinder of chains towards whatever is coming. You guys see what looks to be some sort of impact with something large as this red beam shoots out, colliding and tearing through a bunch of these shipwrecks, impacting this dust storm and sending evaporated water, bubbles, and just debris in all directions. This is when Kaporin and Bryn see it. As the dust settles from whatever this impact was, you see the creature that was creating it. As it recoils back from the impact and then starts to right itself once more. Its long tentacles kind of uprighting itself as it pulls against some of the ships that are near it, and you see this bottom portion of the mouth kind of turn and point towards it, and you see as it just through the water and the distance just roars into the water as a decently large and old kraken is moving through the shipwrecks. now with a sizable scorch mark across its side. That's going to end the creature's turn, bringing us to Rashi.
Can I continue to attack the ice?
Yeah. Unfortunately, with you trying to swing and all this going on, and you being only able to basically hear portions of it, you got to see a tiny little bit of it over the ship. Gets a little distracting, and as you swing down with your mace, it kind of just glances off, and you're more focused on like keeping hold of it, and you unfortunately don't break through it. Anything else you'd like to do?
Yeah, I believe I can attack the ice with my spiritual weapon as well.
Yes, you can. That does hit. And with that, the ice is sundered between the two of you, and you feel your leg release as once it's completely destroyed, the ice dissipates, and you're no longer frozen chunks of ice connected to your legs, and Nora, you're freed as well. So you continue moving up with Waterwalk?
Yes. Now at my full movement, or the full movement of the dolphins.
All right, so 60 feet up. That brings us to Nori.
Yes.
In Richard's wise words, up, up, and away.
All right, 60 feet up. Is that all? Okay. Bringing us to Richard.
Since technically he can't actually say that phrase, it would have been 3 separate words, 3 separate phrases to be up, away. That's all he would say. But Richard would bonus action activate water breathing or water walking after he got the bag resituated. And then the dolphin's kind of useless at that point, so he'd unless the dolphin's movement still counts.
No.
So then, yeah, he'll just start rising.
The only
and
way, sorry, the only way the dolphin movement would count is if you tried to drag the dolphin using your water walk. So if you used your water walk to and you held on to the dolphin, it'd be an athletics check. So you would drag it 60 feet, and then the dolphin can move 60 feet. So during the total 6 seconds, you'd be kind of like a jockey on a horse smacking the horse. You're giving it a little extra oomph.
So I do get more movement then that way, is what you're saying?
If you pass the athletics check, yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that then. Just and head on up.
But regardless, the dolphin can stay with you.
Yeah, so but I will, for an action, since it was a bonus action to activate the spell, I know it's kind of pointless, but he'll pull out his short bow, and as they're moving up, be ready to fire whenever he can,
All right.
or at whatever is threatening to come after us. But he's
The regular
continuing to
short
run.
bow?
Yep. Well, it's the from the earth one.
Okay. But with a regular arrow, because I think you need your bonus action to.
Yeah. I have to be in contact with the ground to do it anyway, so never mind. I'm not gonna do the other kind of arrow.
Gotcha. All right. So 60 feet up, and it's Kaporin's turn.
Alrighty.
You're currently about 180 feet up.
Okay. Besides just seeing them, I just seen the Kraken and him going at it, right? And that's it.
Yeah, you saw him launch some sort of fire attack at this Kraken, and it make impact, and Kraken looked pissed.
From, I guess, currently now it just seems like he's not paying attention to us, but rather the Kraken at this point. Can I?
For the most part.
I'm sorry.
For the most part.
Okay. Okay. Then Kaporin's just gonna continue to fly upwards. He will do another round of healing. Oh wait, I'm 100. How far is Bryn from Kaporin currently?
Currently, Bryn, like 120 feet.
Oh, okay. I can't heal her. Then yeah, Kaporin's just gonna continue to move upwards. And prepare a major image just in case.
Okay. Bringing us to Bryn.
Yeah, there's not much we can do here except go up.
Okay, so as far as consensus across the board goes, everyone's up and away.
Rachel would be spending his horizontal movement he can do, getting closer to the group as we're rising.
Okay. So with that, as you guys go ahead.
I wanted to make a perception check on whether or not the Kraken seems like it's being commanded by something, or if it's just defending its home against this thing.
That would be more of an insight check.
That works too.
And not very in tune with Krakens. So the DC is going to be pretty high.
Oh yes, it's worth a shot though.
Oh yeah, my weekends I like to hang out with some Krakens and just, shoot the shit.
Yeah. Seasick Nori.
Unfortunately, with it being so far away and it just overall looking angry at the situation, you're unable to tell exactly what its motivations are. Who is it as a creature? Whether or not it feels threatened or is, just pissed.
What is it like to have on Sunday brunch? Who knows?
These are the questions that we will never understand.
Is it potentially defending a child that we could go and steal?
Only on a good day. And do you guys consider this a good day?
It's a much better day.
We're not out of the weeds yet. I'm gonna hold off on that so far.
We're so in the weeds. We managed to see the sun a little bit.
So, with that, we will officially move out of combat as you guys start to get out of its range. The creature's range, at least. But luckily, the thing that can come after you is currently dealing with said creature. As you see the Kraken, as you guys start to soar northward, the Kraken itself makes the distance up and starts to fight the creature itself that is down there. After about a few turns, you guys lose visual acuity on the fight itself. But the last that you saw, it was still ongoing between the two creatures. But you guys are heading up. And up. And up. And then you see a ship on the surface.
Cancel the water. Bonus action, stop the water walk.
All right, you see Nori stop her water walk as you guys are all following suit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How close to the ship are we?
Currently, the ship is moving. It seems to be on some sort of search pattern. Once it comes within range that you can visually identify it as a ship, you guys are probably about 800 feet away. And it's... So now we're, again, in a 3D environment, so land-wise, like land-ho-wise, it is in the opposite direction about... So 800 feet up and about 100 feet westward, so away from land. But like I said, it seems to be moving. It seems to be doing almost like pigtails, small circles, as it's slowly kind of moving towards land.
Warren wants to use his dolphins to at that 800-foot mark, continue move eastward towards land while staying at that 100-foot mark.
I have a quick question about water walk. Do you have to keep canceling it as a bonus action, or does it just stay off?
It just stays off.
Okay.
And then you turn it on whenever you want. All right, so you guys are heading towards land. Okay.
Staying underwater.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. And keeping an eye out to any sort of like potential sandbar and stuff.
Okay. The closest one that you guys remember seeing, at least on your way over in this direction, is a good 1.5 miles away from the spire that you guys eventually docked at. But you guys continue on, using the dolphins for movement. It's not long after you guys have stopped rising to the surface and start moving towards land, maybe about a minute or so, before those that keep a watchful eye downward notice a very large object starting to rise out of the darkness, roughly in your guys' direction. A kraken-sized object.
Swim away.
Okay.
Yeah, I could just get out of its way, maybe, but I doubt he can really see us while he's holding a kraken if he's the one moving it.
So, as you guys continue dolphin swimming away, you realize that the kraken is definitely not moving under its own volition. And a small jet stream of bubbles seems to be on top of it. You can see this creature has the harpoon pierced through the center of the kraken and is dragging it behind him as he seems to be levitating. Well, for him it would be levitating because he's technically not swimming. But he's making a beeline direction straight for the ship.
The ship, not us.
The ship.
It's
Come away!
A creature like that would be sort of threatened by a kraken. But as long as it's moving away from us.
Yeah, just don't want to be here anymore.
Cha would actually kind of like, with water walking, sort of slowly creep up onto the surface of the water so that...
Navy SEAL style?
Yeah, and so that like it's really hard to see us while they're underwater, kind of thing. And then exactly, and then as he sort of like comes up to the ship, dip back down.
Okay,
Kaporin,
go ahead.
sorry, Kaporin is preparing a major image in the form of a school of fish. So if he feels like they're going to be spotted by something, he will cast a shroud of swimming fish above them.
All right. So, with that, the ship stops moving as this creature comes to the surface, rises out of the water, dragging the Kraken's dead body about 30 feet out of the water. And you see at least Rachak as you poked your head out of the water to take a look. This creature, the chain that the harpoon is attached to, he leaves in midair, and he levitates over to the ship, and the chain continues hanging there. There seems to be an argument aboard the ship, but you're too far away to get any sort of detail on what's going on. And you recede back into the water as you guys just keep swimming, just keep swimming. All right. So, with the mammals, moving their full speed, taking you guys away, within the hour, they are able to get to the sandbar. And you guys can get a bit of a rest from being drenched continuously. If there's any discussions or decisions that would like to be made, now would probably be the time to do so. You can no longer see the ship on the horizon.
Did the ship look like it was going towards land still, or is it like?
It stopped when the creature came out of the water, and you guys lost sight of it before it started moving again.
Rashi will turn to Racha. Racha, did you get his body?
He'll just laying back on the sandbar, exhausted, looking almost, just sort of throws a thumbs up while he doesn't even look towards him.
Kaporin's like just eyeing out the bag, and he's like kind of nods, like, God bless Saren. But after that, kind of while everyone's resting, if we're able to get a short rest, he will just quietly sing.
Perrin,
the
give
quiet.
back the sword.
I'm getting there. Kaporin hands back Bryn the sword and just says "oopsies," and then sings his song of rest. A very lullaby-ish song of rest.
Dear Lord.
I was expecting him to go over to Racha and be like, "Can I see your bag?" and then just shove the sword inside. I don't know what happened to it.
She probably would have punched it.
Can I leave it on so it stop?
You don't want to
fully take it away from him. Perrin, you're never allowed to touch Bryn's sword ever again.
I didn't know it was there until it fell right in front of me.
I should have just held on to that thing.
I had that idea. It's like, this looks so familiar. What was that word Bryn said? And I gave it a try. I didn't know it was the same sword that Bryn had.
Deception check.
Oh no, I'll have to roll a nat 20.
With how, actually, Kaporin, you have disadvantage.
Oh damn!
I
Okay,
fully saw him light up the sword,
I'll roll again.
but I fully saw you light up the sword, Perrin.
That's more
I don't
like it.
I don't know what those numbers mean, but yeah.
It'd be the 13 because the first one was the 24. So, yeah, you guys. He's starting to go red in the cheeks. He's not looking at anyone specifically. He's just staring up into the sky, like I didn't know what you're talking about.
Good point. It's written across his face. He knew exactly what was going on, but like ever he'll actually admit that.
He
Nevertheless,
just sits down up in the sand, just like, what the fuck?
Nevertheless, the Song of Rest is played, and I believe that adds to the hit dice, right, for a short rest?
Yes. If you or any friendly creatures who can hear your performance regain hit points, by spending one or more hit die, each of those creatures regains an extra 1d6.
So the real question is, do you guys want to sit here for an hour?
I'll leave
Do
that
we
up.
know how long it would be to get back to where the shore is because we did the coming out part? Right?
Yeah, take 2 hours with summon animals.
Gotcha.
Okay, I physically don't have enough slots to do that. So I would need to take a rest in order to get those back.
Short or long?
Short.
Oh, there you go.
I'm so glad I'm a
We're-
land druid.
We're laying here.
We're dead tired. We're laying here for a while.
Everyone's building little sand tombs for everybody, just the heads poking out, so try to keep a low profile as much as possible.
Yes, just so stealthy.
All
Okay,
right,
we're-
Keeping such an eye out. No trust.
so with that, you guys take a short rest. You can roll the hit dice associated with that, plus an extra d8 because of the Song of Rest.
And then what time of day is it? Like, is it?
Time of
Oh.
night, you mean?
Well, sure.
Yeah. Currently, after everything that went down, because you guys got out there, took a long rest, fucked up and almost died. Oh, sorry. You went out there, fucked up and almost died. Took a long rest, fucked up and
Did
almost
it
died
again.
again. Fucked up and almost died a third time, and then left. You're looking at about 4 a.m.-esque.
Oh wow! It seems like all of that's taken way longer. Okay, do I just hit the short rest button and then roll the extra
And then-
die?
Yeah, so you hit the short rest button, and you can pick how many die you want to roll.
And everyone just has to roll a manual d6.
Oh, it's a d6? Okay.
Yeah. The most peaceful part of this whole.
The soft little bloop.
Nori's just getting screwed on hit dice.
I really am. I haven't rolled too horribly. That's 7, 9, 8, and then just 1, 3.
3, 3, 2.
Wait, I didn't. Oh, I did have 2 3s. Never mind. Da-da-da-da-da. And then I get spells. Oh wait, I'm not on.
Okay, I don't know if I did that right. I clicked all my buttons and hit the roll hit die button.
Yeah, it rolled 1. So you hit it again for half, because you don't have to use all your hit die during your short rests. You just have that maximum amount in a day. So you can roll 1, or you can roll your max amount, so you just keep hitting it, however many you want to roll.
Oh, I checked all the buttons. I thought it rolled all the way. Okay. That's kind of confusing.
All right. Let's see here.
Miss regaining your spell slots on a short rest.
Yeah, I don't get all of mine back. I just got. I got 3.
I get none.
So glad I chose land druid, otherwise I wouldn't be able to do this.
Is there a C variant?
Is there
No,
a
there's.
C variant?
I don't think there's a C variant, but she's talking circle of land, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because there's the circle of the moon. There's I think like what 7 different circles.
There's moon, spores, dream, wildfire, all this fun stuff.
That sounds so interesting.
Mm-hmm. I've always wanted to play a spores one, but I don't know. Some of the things I'm not a fan of. All right, so I'll be able to cast it 2 more times max. And I'll have to burn a 3rd and a 4th level because I'm only able to get back 1/3 level.
What was the extra die that I rolled for
D6.
D6? Okay.
Well, luckily.
Fun fact:
Go ahead.
I said the D6 got me to almost full, so thank you.
Luckily, with your distancing now, since you guys did use the dolphins to at least get yourself partially back, it'll take roughly. You may or may not, at the end of your second hour, get to land. It's gonna be close, but even if you don't, you'll at least be relatively close.
Enough to swim there and not have a huge issue.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Okay.
And
You
couldn't
can
we
certainly
walk
try.
like that?
What was that?
It only lasts for an hour.
Oh, water walking does? Oh, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so by the middle of the rest, it falls off. All right. So, with that, everyone give me a round of perception checks.
Porn's too busy pulling sand out of his hair or something. Repairing, he's busy fixing his underwear and his shorts. So he just completely didn't notice it.
Your Baron's just too busy not giving a fuck, really.
Rashi is too busy mourning the death of Saren.
All right. So, Bryn, towards the end of you guys' short rest, you see skittering across the water, it almost seems. Or maybe not across the water would be the right word. Just under the surface, you're seeing a very small wake of something moving decently fast underwater towards land. It doesn't stop, it doesn't come towards you guys at all, it just goes right past you guys towards land.
Would I be able to tell how far away it was, I guess? Like, how far out?
Far away from you guys? Probably like a good 300 feet.
Okay. I would just mark it for everybody so we all know, I guess, where it is. But
She kind of points it out to you guys, and you guys are like, we don't see anything.
I'll say it's 300 feet out that way. It's going towards land. It's going that way. It's that
Trust
far
me,
away.
guys. Trust me, okay?
Yeah. She's the mom of the group for a reason. It's gonna fucking happen.
All right, so the end of your long rest, summoning dolphins again.
They have a little bit lower of a profile than the owls.
Okay. So, with that, the dolphins get resummoned. Everyone grabs hold, and you guys tally forth towards land. At the end of the hour, the dolphins get resummoned. At the end of the second hour, by the time the dolphins are ending, you've got about 2 minutes left on them as you guys pull up and get your feet into sand. As you guys arrive on land. As you all disembark from your dolphins and kind of thank the Lord that you're on land once again, you all kind of just solemnly, like, one off hugging each other, like one arm hugging, and like just kind of patting each other's backs and just being quietly just congratulatory that you guys made it while still being respectful to Saren's demise. Eh. You all are caught up in making sure that no ship is on the horizon coming towards you and no creatures flying towards you. And it's not until you're on the beach for maybe about a minute or so when about down the beach northwards, or southwards, sorry, sitting in the sand, kind of just sitting there, looking over in your guys' direction until you all make eye contact with him, is a half Goliath, half Triton individual who, once you guys make eye contact, he kind of does the whole rigmarole of stands up to his full height and brushes some of the sand off. And you can see that he was drenched in water at one point. And he starts walking his way towards you all. He's like 300 feet away, so it takes him a bit to come. You guys all kind of turn and let everyone know that Qatar is on his way over to you all.
If Kaporn isn't already doing it, he's kind of hugged up behind Bryn already.
Why am I not surprised?
All of a sudden, everyone disappears, and Bryn's the only one standing there in front of him.
Kaporn just throws up a shade. It's just like, be back here. Good luck, Bryn.
Richa would actually meet him halfway.
Okay.
Nori's not hiding it behind anything. She's just kind of standing there, just like, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore.
If Richa was walking out, Bryn will walk out with him.
Yeah, that's true.
Just major illusion, Saren. It's like, Saren's still here.
I mean, him standing in the back wouldn't be out of character.
So with that, as the group all starts to slowly move forward with Bryn and Richa in lead, you guys meet him halfway. And Qatar stops and lets you guys walk the last bit of way towards him. You guys stop probably about a good 15 feet away. So, you all have been busy. Were you at least successful in what I asked of you?
Partially.
Richa would pull out the sword. I'm pretty sure that's the only thing we have.
That
at
is
this
the
point.
only thing you guys have left. He kind of walks up and takes it from you, looks at it, and kind of like looks at everyone else and kind of raises it up in front of him, kind of like is this it?
You just see Kaporn give it like a slow nod. It's like, yeah.
I had to drop two of the glaives I had in order to escape. And then there's a third also down there still.
Ooh, not by now. Shortly after it's not being held, they disintegrate. One sword. One sword. So, after everything, I'm guessing you went and dispatched all the rest of them down there.
Richa would nod and then go, one sword and a boat.
Kind of dismisses your remark. One sword out of almost 40 items. I'd have to say you would make terrible pirates.
Richa just heartily nodding.
Especially since two of us, and I'll look at the two that are seasick, get seasick.
And you guys also decided to go upon my personal boat. Now, the slight of one sword out of all the items that I would have gotten myself, but you all wanted to prove yourselves. So now I'm out. Oh god. Scrolls, the skull, the... I'm out about 600 mithril. But I've got one sword. That's fantastic. So, not only the slight of these items being insurmountable to even replace, but now you also have learned certain secrets. You summoned something that had no reason to be summoned here, making me personally have to go out there and take care of it. During said time, my defensive creature was destroyed. You can understand how things look to me, can't you? So, tell me, what am I to do here? You know too much. You've done too much on the negative side of things, and too little on the positive. For shits and giggles, shall we? I would love for one of you to convince me. For you to ever set foot off this beach again.
He wants someone to convince him that we will not step foot on this beach again.
Convince him to let you take one step off this beach.
He wants us to convince him to let us leave, basically. Rashi looks very much like a scolded child right now, so she's head hanging down, not helpful at all whatsoever. It's like Balor yelling at her for doing something, basically.
Rachel would minor illusion a very miniature version of the ship and just go, what is it?
Which ship?
The one he accidentally repaired.
He sees the minor illusion and waves his hand through it forcibly, whereas if someone's face was probably in that, there would be an attack roll. And he looks at you and goes, I think you know enough. So tell me, why should I let you live? You see a little bit of, because where you guys are standing, first off, it's decently late at night, early morning, so it's cold here on the beach. But with the tide that has come in, water is starting to lap at your guys' feet where you're currently standing. Most of you don't notice, but you guys do start to notice the feeling of it, mainly because of the sound that starts to happen. as the feet kind of wash over, the water washes over Qatar's feet, and every now and then you hear a. The water kind of. As little bits of steam start to pour out from the sides of Qatar's feet as he's talking.
We promise not to speak of this at all. We will leave you and never be a bother to you again. We
Not good enough.
pouring on his hands and knees, just like, please, please.
Master! Master!
24. 24 to begging. It's already taken the life of the only person who really understood anything going on. As you can see, he's no longer with us, drowned in the ocean.
Yes. Not quite drowned, by my brother's words.
Speared. Shish kebabbed.
He's not looking at you anymore.
Uh-oh.
He's looking at everybody else.
Or Cha will sort of like point out in towards the ocean, basically, and because he didn't like that I summoned the ship again, he'll go, dead bodies out there. Need to make it right.
You want another task?
He'll shake his head no, and just sort of repeat himself and say, need to make right.
Someone speak to me that can actually speak. I don't have time for games. I already had to deal with your incompetencies tonight.
First level hero wisdom on Bryn.
Bryn might notice it. Becca doesn't notice. This is the problem.
Very
though.
true.
He stands there, and he's got one arm kind of in his belt, kind of thumb in the belt, and his hand resting there, and his other arm is resting to his side. And as he stands there, you hear what would it be akin to, like, cracking ice. And it starts subtly and quietly, and it starts to become more and more pronounced. And the reason why it's becoming more and more pronounced is, as you look down, Richa and Nori and Rashi, you guys being shorter, have a better viewpoint on this. In his hand, slowly forming from behind him, is this long pole made of ice. By the time he ends up saying he has dealt with your incompetencies, the pole has formed up all the way from the sand. It's created a pole that has now reached his hand, and it's continuing to form a pole, slowly kind of jitter, ice crackly through his hand.
Nori is going to side and just go, I'm of use to you.
The crackling stops, and he looks at you.
I said you lost 600.
Yes.
And you told me yourself that I was worth more.
Money is a thing. Money comes and goes. Especially for one such as myself. Money wasn't the real problem for this failure. As if I wanted to, I could have killed you on the spot. The real problem is those that were coming tomorrow to buy said items. They wanted the items. I no longer have the items, which means now I need to find another ship. Another items.
Quick question. Was the ship destroyed? Because there was a full part of it we never went to.
The ship wasn't completely destroyed. The magical seal on everything was destroyed. So,
Meaning,
if you guys had gone to the captain's quarters, it was probably no longer sealed. So what?
Some of the stuff is still there. We just didn't
Yeah.
explore.
Yeah, but you're guessing, at least for the stuff that needed to not be water damaged, that is probably destroyed as well.
true.
So the scrolls probably are no good anymore. Because they weren't magical scrolls. They were other scrolls. Treasure map scrolls.
Hmm.
Locations of other shipwrecks. But yes, no, the ship still is intact. And go ahead.
Sorry, would we know that that's what those scrolls were? Like, would he explain to us that that's what those were?
Don't think so.
No, he didn't tell us what the scrolls were. I got a second question. Not really a follow-up, but connected. Before we went off on this ill-fated adventure, there was hinted at that Saren's grimoire might be of value in some way because it's magical or whatever, and he didn't bring that with him, so it's here, like on the beach somewhere.
No, he had the grimoire with him.
It was water.
He left his regular
okay.
spell.
Oh, he left the regular one. Oh, that's right. Okay, sorry. Oh yeah, because it
yeah, the
his
magical.
spells.
Yeah,
I was
that's
just-
why he
okay,
only had a couple
never
spells
mind.
to work with.
Okay, never mind. I don't want to kill my character, but if I roleplay, I feel like I might kill her on accident because she really doesn't feel like they should be living because they really fucked up, and her.
You see, after Kaporin gets off of his hands and knees, he's mainly looking back and forth between Kaporin and Bryn, mainly for his size. Since he's so large, he's kind of looking at the two tallest people. And also, as far as either misplaced confidence in Kaporin's situation or actual confidence in Bryn's situation. Bryn, the character, not Becca. They, with what they're saying at least, there is conviction behind what Kaporin is wholeheartedly begging for safety and help. And Rachaz speaks that way too, but Qatar isn't in the mood to try and decide or decipher what Richa is saying, so he has given up on listening to Richa. So he's looking at the two that have confidently talked to him. After Nori says her piece, and you get the idea that money is not really a problem for him, especially if he continuously trades for Mithril.
Right.
It's like...
It's the inconvenience that we caused him.
Yeah, it's basically telling a billionaire, like, I can give you $1 million. And they're like, okay. It's more of the inconvenience of having to find another ship, or if he can't find another ship, having to tell his buyers that he does not have the items, let alone losing, which you guys don't know, but losing the scrolls that showed the possibility of more ventures for himself. So after Nori says her piece, and he returns back looking towards Bryn and Kaporin, the crackling ice continues to form, slowly but surely. It reaches the bottom of something, and it starts to branch out in two different directions.
What about if you had maybe a historical treasure that we came across?
A lifts his eyebrow and looks towards you.
On our travels, we've discovered a monument to the first settlers that we've located and mapped. Could that information be of use to you?
What need would I have of a statue?
It holds.
Not the statue that is interesting. It's the box that was found.
He looks more curious.
Richard, do you have it?
Huh?
He would say that. You go, huh?
I'm starting to
Box.
slowly tune into Richa.
And he just sort of like cocks his head, the box.
Richard, the
Darren's
stuff.
weird box.
Oh, and then he'll sort of dig into his bag and without pulling Saren out, try and pull out the box that Saren had on his body.
The box is in his backpack, so you'd have to try and pull his backpack out.
Alright, I will do my best to not pull Saren out with his backpack. But
You see a limb just pop out.
You start to pull the backpack out, and once it gets like almost all the way out, it starts to become really heavy, and you're starting to see the back of something coming out with it.
he'll sort of just set it down halfway like that, with the backpack still sticking out, and then start rifling through it.
Okay. Looking through the things, you do find the stone box that you guys remember pulling out, or you specifically remember pulling out of the monument.
I will offer that over to Qatar.
He reaches out with his big hands and kind of encompasses it and drags it out. Kind of looks at it for a moment. He lets go of the icicle pole that has been created and just stays sort of hovering there where his hand was. He takes a hand on the top of it and takes a hand on the bottom of it, kind of runs his finger along the side. And you see him kind of bring it up to his mouth, and as he does so, his mouth changes. It's no longer that of the Goliath cut chin, but it extends forward and down and takes on a very chitinous look to it as he opens up his mouth and he breathes on the box.
Yeah, and then Richard will like minor illusion thing of Saren losing his eyebrows to the poison gas.
Well, you see gas come out of his mouth.
Okay. Well, he'll still do the warning of like, careful.
You see a green and black sort of cloud pour forth from his mouth. Slightly different from the same sort of fog that the Taskmaster had created on the ship. But as it does so, you see it kind of encompass the box in his hands before going into the slim crevice that Saren had found, and almost like as if there was a vacuum inside getting sucked into it. And as he's holding it there and the fog disappears into the box, you hear a little and on a hinge it opens up. And he looks inside. Him being taller than all of you, you guys can't see what's inside. You see his eyes glow red with fire as he looks into this thing. And then it goes out quickly. He snaps the box closed. This'll do.
Wonderful.
Now, that solves the problem of the missing items. Now, about the information you know now.
We dare never speak of it. We don't quite understand what happened ourselves, but
You know enough. Enough to jeopardize everything I have here. I need to make certain you will never speak of this again. Who's
Nori will
willing
nod.
to make that deal?
Rashi very timidly raises her hand.
Rachel will put her hand down and extend his hand towards the guy.
She's gonna fight him on that. She's gonna like fight him on the hand pulling thing.
That'd be
And Bryn's,
athletic checks.
and Bryn's here thinking, like, I already got one deal on me, might as well go with another one.
Kaporin
I was about to take it.
doesn't want
Everyone just shoves their hand towards this guy. He kind of like steps back, like, "Oh shit, goddamn people!" Like, all right. So if everyone is pushing a hand towards them, it's gonna be
No. I was just like about to, and then I see both their hands shoot up. I'm like, oh. Nori's
Kaporin's
very
not-
impressed with Rashi.
And Kaporin's like stepping in front of Rashi, like, no, we have to go see your parents after this. No.
That is true.
Guys, no, please let me. We don't deserve to leave the beach because we really fucked up. And
well, Rachel beat you out on the athletics check, so he's the one who
She-
got.
curses in Elven.
Majority of
Yeah,
us
but-
understand.
Yeah, he
Everyone except for
understands.
Bryn.
Yeah. She says something very, very filthy that you're not sure how she might have learned. Not like filthy dirty, but like really like kind of pissed off.
Rachel.
I don't
Nori
know
looks impressed.
Yeah,
Rachel
I don't
was
know
very
Elven
impressed.
enough. You're
Rachel's
like,
very
how the hell
impressed
did
with it.
she learn that?
Nori also looks impressed.
So Rachel sticks his hand out to make the
Zoo.
deal. Okay, Rachel. You extend your hand out. He grabs hold of it and pulls you towards him. His other hand reaches forward and with an index finger touches your chest. You fear a searing hot pain erupt from within you. Nori, you feel a searing hot pain in your throat. Right behind the crystal. You guys see as a violet, almost mass, figure, color, smoke, not all of it at the same time, seems to sort of, kind of like, whatchamacallit, Doctor Strange, when she punches the etherealness out of him. That sort of happens as the finger touches Rachar's chest, but it's there for just a moment. A taller figure, violet in color, before it dissipates into the wind. Rachar, you lose your level of Warlock. And your soul is marked for the 9 hells.
Hey, you can join Saren eventually.
No, Saren was consumed. There's a difference.
Oh, okay. The way you described it, it seemed like his soul went to the 9 hells. Never mind then.
So, that is a problem in the sense that if you die, you cannot be revivified. You cannot be resurrected. You can if you travel to the 9 hells and somehow find a way to release the contract on Rachar's soul. And if you were able to put his body into stasis in some way, shape, or form when he passed, then releasing the soul from the contract, then you could possibly do a revivify resurrection. But until that happens, the moment he's dead, the exact moment.
So as soon as he hits 0.
No, as soon as he loses his last death save.
Oh, okay.
As soon as he makes his last death save, there is no gentle repose. There is no anything of that nature. It is immediate, sucked into the Night Hells.
All right. That's a fun visual.
Would Rachan be aware of this?
Oh,
or
yeah.
does he just feel like he's like, all right, I'm screwed?
No, it's a binding contract. So, in a way, you are made to understood what it is.
And how do I feel?
You feel pain. It's just a not quite a hot knife, but way worse than a sore throat.
Hoo boy.
It hurts to talk too much. Breathing is a little ragged for a while. For Rachaz, you were only 1 level in Warlock, right?
Correct.
Okay, so only 1 week. Your throat will be like this.
Oh, jeez. Can I not talk?
You can talk, but any verbal spell that you make has a chance to fail.
Oh boy.
So every time you roll a spell, you got to roll a d100. If you get under a 10%, you fail the spell. The spell slot does not get used, but the spell will fail.
Okay. I can live with the slot not getting used.
But
That's
it would take your action or bonus action.
Yeah.
What was that, Kaporn?
Sorry, that's just permanent?
No, just for a week.
Oh, okay.
Gotta write that down somewhere. Oh.
All right. After the finger gets relieved off of your chest, he kind of resumes his posture, and the trident of ice gets finished in his hand. And he kind of looks across to you and looks at everyone else. You have to understand that I'm not going to be giving you the information you sought. But I'm leaving you with your lives. So, I'm feeling generous today.
Thank you.
Rashi says very meekly, "Thank you, sir," and immediately starts walking towards the horses.
He turns around, and as he's walking, he kind of holds the box above his head. I appreciate the Rainbow Dragon Scale.
What's a
Fancy.
Rainbow Dragon scale?
Until I see you again. And you see him walking forward, and he slowly starts to meld with the sand before he's no longer there.
Cha kind of has to go to his porch to grab the rest of his stuff, so he might be making on accident.
Just one of those awkward goodbyes and it's just like, oh, hi again, I guess.
Oh, no,
He
he's
kind of walked in the same way.
Oh, where you guys arrived on land, you're like a good half a mile northward from where the cliff is. So, yeah, you technically walk in his direction, but he's within like 10 seconds, he's gone. So, it's not like you guys are following behind him for a while. But you guys are currently alone, heading back towards Qatar's abode.
Out of character, what is a Rainbow Dragon scale?
Too bad none of you ever opened the box to cast Identify.
The one
Couldn't
person
open the box. Also, Saren wouldn't even let us touch the thing.
And he tried to open the box and it melted a frickin' dagger.
Kaporn offered the hammer and you didn't want it. Kaporn's just solemnly like
Rainbow Dragon Scale like a legitimate like a literal title, or is it like a, because I'm thinking like a literal dragon scale.
He
That's
casted Identify on it, and that's what it came across as.
Oh.
Okay. I just didn't know if it was like a something's called a dragon scale, but it's not actually a dragon's scale.
Nope.
But I'm
Because
thinking
right now
like it actually is.
I'm just imagining the Dragon Tales scale.
Right. Right. It is. I mean.
Well, you guys will never.
We're using
see
it to go back home until next time, though.
You guys will. Hold on.
Yeah, pretty much.
I know that song by heart, forwards and backwards, you guys.
Excellent.
But Kaporn has started his walk back to the horses, since he is the slowest.
Yeah, Rashi's 30 feet, so unless someone stops her, she's probably going to be a little bit ahead of you, or if you guys catch up to her or something.
So, Rainbow Dragon Scale. It's under the mythical. You guys are never going to see it again, so I can go ahead and tell you. It's a homebrew item, of course. The single ancient dragon scale reflects all the colors of the rainbow as you move it in the light. To attune to it, you must have the scale on your bare skin for an hour. Once this is done, the scale melds with the skin, and the owner's skin takes on the appearance of the scale. The owner also gains the powerful breath weapon of a young dragon. The color of the scales and breath weapon depends on the alignment of the owner. When this breath weapon is used, it can't be used again for 1d4 days. If you're chaotic evil, black, chaotic neutral red, chaotic good white, neutral evil bronze, neutral green, neutral good copper, lawful evil gold, lawful neutral blue, and lawful good silver.
Interesting.
All right, so
Adds plus 4 to your AC.
That's
Dear Lord.
Yeah, that's a pretty powerful item there. That's cool.
And it's funny too, is when you cast Identify on it, it just tells you how to attune to it. So whoever would have gotten it open and seen it would just know to put it on their skin, and after an hour, it's permanent too. There is no unattuning.
Oh, wow.
Okay, my other question then is, I know this is all, like, he's already walked away and this is all taken care of, it's done, we can't retcon. What do you accept the bejeweled book?
Oh, Saren's metallic book?
Yeah, the metallic book that Rachel bought at one point.
Could have tried.
I don't know. I mean, we're walking away with our lives here, and that's kind of a little bit
I'll
more
take that.
than the mystic item at the moment.
Yes, he would have took the book.
Oh, he would?
So,
Okay.
So, in regards to my contracts, am I under the same sort of thing that Bryn is under with?
No, there is no
the
tracking.
Ixian guys?
There is no. So for the contract on your soul is marked for the 9 hells. Upon any sort of death in any context, your soul is immediately taken to the 9 hells. Depending on what the contract was made about. So in this case, you guys cannot relay the information of his ship. If you were to ever go against the contract in its entirety, you are immediately killed, and your soul is sent to the 9 hells. Since this contract is technically made with all of the party involved, if any of them release this information, whether in your company or not, whether under their own volition or not, Rachel will be immediately killed. That includes drunk talk.
So even if someone like compelled us to share something,
Zone of
with
truth,
us-
or
with like a spell or something, and we have no choice but to say it, Rachel still dies.
Yep.
So at this
Wow,
point,
that's hardcore.
so
And the
point,
best part about it is none of you know that because I'm
only
the one
Rachel does.
and Rachel can't use words, so
Nope. Well, he can't use he can try to get the thing across, but he's not getting the full sentences of it.
But I know something's deeply wrong.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we all know that he was basically ready to kill us, so
Rachel
I
just
mean,
turns
we can
around
all-
and says,
yeah.
"Shut the fuck up."
yeah.
We can all guess that something very serious happened.
Well, I mean,
but-
this part of the contract was about making sure you guys never told. So you guys get the sense that something would probably happen to Richa if something was told.
Also, I just want to say that I find it funny how like protective you guys are of Rashi. You're like, no, she can't do it. We got to go have dinner with her mom and Balar. Like she
I
can't do
know.
this, and she's the first one to volunteer. Like we fucked up, guys. Like I'll take one for the team here.
No, Rachad did it for his own personal reasons. He was the one that did it, that messed
That's
it
true.
all
You're the
up,
one. You're the one who.
as
Oops,
well
I
as-
fixed it.
as well as he knows, and according to his old contract with his warlock, needed to protect Nori, so he was going to be self-sacrificial to as much as he possibly can.
I just like that you guys are like, no, we gotta go see your parents. Like,
Oh, Richa, he left you the short
it's-
sword.
It's great. Nice. Doesn't fucking need it.
Oh, it was supposedly a really good weapon, so I'll take it.
I can cast identify on it at some point because it's a spell I always have prepared. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's part of my domain.
I'll enable it and put it in your equipment. It is a short sword of stasis.
Stasis?
Yes. If it deals the killing blow on any creature, it immediately puts the body into stasis. They know they don't need to make saving throws. They are basically stabilized to the. Hold on, I have it.
All I can think of is Rachad going around stabbing all of us to death so that we can.
He's just like, we're gonna lose, but we still gotta fight.
Wait, does that mean the mage lady lived down in the way down there? Because I'm pretty sure I hit her with that.
Well, the she goes back into stasis. So, with the sword, it does 1d6 damage. It has a +2 to hit when you're attuned to it. So +2 to hit and damage. And yeah, basically it. The moment they go down to 0 hit points from the attack, no, she died because you weren't attuned to it. That's why. The moment someone goes down to 0 hit points, creature, person, whatever the case may be, it immediately enters a stasis mode in which, whenever the stasis is lifted, just causing a bonus action from you, it will resume the natural death process. So you could use this to subdue someone, technically.
Could theoretically stab myself to prevent myself from going to the 9 hells.
You technically could.
Huh.
just Rachad. We'll put Rachad in the bag of holding, so he's just in stasis for the rest of the campaign.
Yeah,
Just live
there
back up the thing.
there is no.
Does anybody have gentle repose? Because right now we have a dead body.
I can have something. I can get it, but we have to long rest. 'cause
Saren
I
was
have to then
consumed. He
change
was
my
not sent to
spells.
the 9 hills.
No, we have his body.
Yeah,
we just
I
have
was
a
talking
dead body
about
in a bag.
Yeah, keeping his body from decomposing in our bag. Is
Okay.
what she's asking.
So dark.
So I mean, the way I understand bag of holdings work, it's basically like a little pocket dimension. So his body is effectively in stasis anyway until you take him out of
No,
that.
though it is a pocket dimension, decay still continues on.
Oh damn. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
it's basically he's in the vacuum of space, more or less, and you could still potentially have things happen
But yeah,
decay-wise.
It's true. That is true. If we long rest, I can change out different. I can prepare different spells, and I can have that spell as one of my spells. I just don't carry it on me because like, how often are you going to use it?
You use it next to never.
Right, which is why I don't carry it. Especially since you guys gave me permission to have fun with some of my spells, so I'm like, oh, I can cast non-healing shit.
Rachad also has a coconut that probably needs some gentle repose at some point. But that's another story for another day.
Okay, so yeah, any creature brought to 0 hit points by this attack is immediately put into stasis. They are considered unconscious but not have to make any saving throws. The creature is stuck in stasis until dispelled by the owner or until a lesser restoration is used. While in stasis, the creature does not degrade or decay and is magically sealed against all non-magical forms of decay and weathering, time, weather, etc. Hence why all those bodies were still pristine.
I mean, the magical seal over the whole ship didn't hurt either.
Yeah, but there's still water down there. But your body and yourself are still subject to curses or any other magical effects put upon you. All right. So after traveling to Qatar's place, you guys finally retrieve your items left there. They are differently arranged than you left them, Richa. It seems that Qatar's henchmen got bored and decided to make like a tower stack of all your guys' stuff.
That's very kind
Great.
of him. Richard will just sort of
I mean,
look, not like bother them entirely, but as he's collecting his stuff, just go thank you, and then put all of his stuff back into the bag that he had. Is anything actually missing or no?
Nope. They have no
We
need
didn't
of your
leave-
guys' shit.
We didn't leave anything super valuable behind.
Horses are gone though.
Oh, that's sad.
I'm just kidding.
I was gonna be like, no, they're not. That's just mean.
I was like,
At this point, I was just like, why not? This has been a day. Why not?
There's a
Right,
horse
not
on a
another one
rotisserie
anyway.
spit right outside though.
Well, he said horse. Mine's more like a cart pony, so my horse is fine. Because technically it's not a horse, it's a pony.
now.
Yes, you do.
What?
Ooh, that means someone can upgrade. I'm not upgrading. I like my pony. It was
Upgrade
given to me for
people's
free.
upgrades.
But the other person with the draft pony can upgrade to a horse.
I feel like Richard wants to draft ponies so he can stand on top of them and ride them like that.
100%.
He's not getting access to my draft pony for that. Rashi
No,
will not
he
let
just
him.
needs the horse so he can be taller.
Yeah,
so,
and
so
he made
Nori-
he made the fucking deal. He gets the horse.
He kind of wants the pony. He's already bonded with the pony.
So
Oh, yeah,
Nori,
that's true. He had the other pony.
I
Yeah,
guess I have the horse, and I'm leading the pony.
no, Richard's right. No, Richard's like standing on top, 1 foot on each, and just riding them like that.
No, the other one hates me too much already. I'm not gonna try and bother
Yeah,
with him.
he's sort of frightened it.
Just need to have you guys bond again, and then we can get you a little cart. It'll be so cute.
Kaporin will pick up anything that Saren left behind. I don't know.
Sell his spellbook.
Yeah, his spell book. He left something else, but I don't know. I will message.
Or component pouch, whatever it is.
Oh yeah, his component.
Al, what are you writing? I don't trust you. What are you doing?
Yeah, he left his component pouch.
I'm looking to see what he left.
I didn't write his down. I just wrote mine down. So
Same.
Hmm.
I now have a ziggurat. I don't know what to do with the ziggurat.
we have to determine also like if we're gonna sell the stuff, if we're gonna like keep it with this body, like what? Yeah.
I think
Oh,
we can do that though, not outside of his house.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah,
I'm not. No, I'm not saying like, hey, let's discuss it here. Like, we want to get the fuck back to Kimber.
Yeah, I imagined us just quickly gathering up our stuff and getting on the horses and going.
Oh, Kaporin already has an idea of what he's gonna do with Saren's stuff. Don't worry about that.
He's gonna pee on it.
No, he has something else that he wants to get. He's gonna make a fair trade. He's gonna make some.
Dear me.
I mean, we have to get Bryn a new shield. So
Yes, we do.
I was gonna repair your shield, but I can't fix the magic on it.
And I don't have it. It dropped to the bottom of the floor.
yeah,
Oh.
she dropped the 2 pieces to hold on to the dolphins.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to hold on to everything.
Component pouch, Saren's book.
Do we
I'll
even
get the
have
full
one?
list from Saren. I can't find it right this second.
No problem. Thank you.
He didn't
Do
have
we
a
even
whole
have
lot
one?
besides that stuff, though.
Yeah.
So when I lose my warlock level, do I gain the level in rogue by chance or no?
Nice try, buddy.
That would defeat the purpose.
You gotta try. That's what matters.
Oh, I just thought Rashi's a cleric. What the fuck would have happened there?
Yeah.
She would no longer have been a cleric.
Oh dear.
Again,
Or
you
she,
guys were all talking that we were gonna all die, so I have 11 other character ideas. Right, like
well,
I
you,
could
you
build
would have
off,
stayed
so
you would have stayed as Rashi. You just would have lost your
I
connection
would
to
have
the
had
god.
to. I would have had to choose a different class.
What would, what
Um,
would happen with my thing with Barnabas? Because I already have a contract with me, or with him. Would I just have two?
No, it would have burned the other one away.
Oh, shit.
More powerful contract.
Yep. Actually, you would have stayed a cleric, but you would have gone to be a cleric of a pit fiend.
Oh, so my domain would have changed. Basically.
Your alignment and your domain would have changed.
Did
What would my
Rachad's alignment change?
No, Rachad's alignment didn't
No,
change.
what would my alignment be? Because I'm already chaotic good.
You would have been chaotic evil.
Oh no!
I do not know how to roleplay that because I am not an asshole on purpose.
Those are some tasty orphans.
Like, we gotta go murder the babies!
No!
Like, I mean, I can play. I've played Fable though. I can play chaotic evil in Fable because I ate the baby chickens just to see what would happen in that game. So, that's pretty much one of the most evil things you can do. And
Rashi is presented with a baby next to the pit. Rashi throws the baby into the pit.
No. I tear it limb from limb and then throw each piece into the pit.
And lick your fingers afterwards.
We'd all get back, and Paula would be like, "What the fuck did you do to my daughter?"
Sorry.
Our bad.
Like, this will be the last time we let her out of the house. He clearly wasn't
You're
ready for
grounded.
the world.
All right, so you guys have retrieved all your items, retrieved your horses, and where would you guys like to go?
Back to Kimber.
Yeah.
We're going home
All right.
the fastest we can.
I don't want to be anywhere near the ocean for a very long time.
Okay, so you guys head back towards Kimber, traveling for about 4 hours until you get to the edge of the borehole mine. Make your way around to the entrance, get passage through, and
They didn't make us pay this time?
not this time. It seems that the large influx of people recently, they're foregoing that whole shakedown process.
Quick question about where was that one clothing store?
Which one?
Just really any clothes. I want to buy a scarf.
I thought you were talking about the leash, and I was like, no.
Thought about it, but right now scarf is a bit of a priority.
I mean, I think we need two, one for Kaporin and one for Racha, because
Um,
Kaporin activated the bodies and broke the ship.
you have
Pretty much.
the Quiet Wyvern and the Eager-Winged Lion.
Whatever one is not fancy and not for
And I'm
children.
assuming if you said something, Rachel would bring you to the one he got the dress for Tat Tat at.
Probably not a scarf. I don't know. Would that infect you in like a choker?
The one from that Tat was the Quiet Wyvern.
She needs like a neck warmer.
She's already wearing a choker, basically. That necklace is a choker.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So, going to the Quiet Wyvern, the female Durgar that's in there, you kind of... What would you like to order?
I'm just gonna try to get a scarf or two.
Okay. The options
I have no
that
idea
sh-
how.
Yeah, the options that she brings you, as you're trying to explain what a scarf is, as you are in a very place that doesn't deal with scarves too often.
Is Rashi interpreting?
I would have told y'all what
Yeah.
I needed to do.
As trying to explain what it is, she ends up coming back with a couple different chokers. She comes back with an interesting item that, as you're looking at it, you're like, is this a choker? And she shakes her head no and points to her mouth.
Oh, it's a ball gag.
Yeah,
Nora
Went to the
just shakes her head
BDSM.
and puts
We
her...
went to the BDSM shop.
that's where the tat just came from.
Nori's going to turn around and walk out, just like, no, I can't deal with this day. I'm so tired. I don't have the energy for this. I was at 4 HP for a long time. No, I'm done. We're not dealing with this.
All right. Rashi stays a few seconds after you, kind of looking at a few things before following you out.
Nori grabs her
What?
and drags her out.
All right. So, anything else you guys would like to do before possibly going back to the fluffy Pegasus, the all white, no rainbow, fluffy Pegasus?
Warren wants to sell a book and get a loot.
So, you want to go back to the brass amulet?
Can I go straight to the loot plate?
Oh, you want to go to the brown tiara?
Can I sell the book there and trade for the loot?
You have the book? That's surprising.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
It's with Richa.
did you ever?
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's still in Kaporan's backpack.
No.
And if you express this whole thing, I feel like at least one of us would be like, he just sold it to us. I think he's gonna take it back.
No,
Yeah.
he's going to the other place.
I'm
Going to
going
the-
brown tiara.
Yeah, the
Local loot.
the
Okay.
pawn shop. The loot is at the pawn shop. The
The magic shop.
magic shop has the other item.
The leer,
Yes.
the harp thingy. I can't
Yes.
play that.
The Lyre. Yeah, that's a lyre.
Yeah. So. But yeah,
It's
the
a
book
lap
is in Saren's backpack, on his dead body, inside Richaw's bag.
Kaporan is gonna go over to Richa. Richa, can I see Saren's backpack, please?
Kaporan, we probably should do this in a private room.
Yeah.
Not like in the middle of the city.
I've got
now.
a changing room in the back if you'd like.
Oh yes, please. And Kaporan just like, Richa, follow me.
It was very awkward, and Racha's like, there's dead bodies on there, as he's like pointing in his bag.
Karen, later. Just later. We can do this later.
Worry, no.
I wanted you all to shove yourselves into a changing room together as you half fondled Saren's dead body for loose items to sell.
To be fair, he would do the exact same thing to us.
he
Oh, he wouldn't
had
have
a-
gone to the changing room.
He would just have pulled out the body. It's like, okay, there'd be this.
Do you want some robes? No? Okay. It's only got a large hole on the side, I'm sorry.
But he would take Richa to the back and get the book out if he could. Wow, that's
You see a random foot come out of the changing room that's the wrong direction of what a foot should like be if it's walking. It's like Kaporan's leg, like not Kaporan, Saren's like foot, like hanging out, but it's like upside down. because
Richard, are
it's,
you
like-
going with him?
He's very torn over this scenario because he is like, just give me a half an hour and I'll go pick his body clean, essentially. But why do we have to do this now?
Kaporan's got an agenda that needs to be completed. But if Richa doesn't follow him to the back, then we can do this next time.
Yeah, he'll sort of he'll be like, one moment, and then just sort of leave and stealth away.
Alright, roll stealth. You all see him start to start to run in a direction and then like trip over himself, like kind of bumping into a few people who are like, sorry, and just like almost lose the bag, but kind of doing that little like waddle run that people do when their pants start to fall down. He's like holding the bag and like holding the rest of his stuff, and he's just like
Is he going towards the fluffy Pegasus?
That would be where I was heading towards, to at least set up a private room for, well, himself for the most part.
I think we still have our rooms because we paid for enough time.
Mm-hmm.
One more night, I think.
Yeah, so you got to go down to the 3rd floor to go to the Fluffy Pegasus.
Yeah, I
All
think
white,
we'd go
no
that way.
colored, fluffy
Choose to go that way.
Pegasus.
Realization: Kaporin's essentially in his underwear.
Well, you said you mended your pants.
You mended it.
Yeah,
Oh,
you said you mended your pants.
I don't think
If
ever.
you said you put. There's no way we'd have let you in this city without wearing.
After the day we've had, I don't think you guys would have noticed.
No.
I mean, Rashi wouldn't have. She just has her hot.
Bro,
head
you're the
down
tallest
whole time.
one of the group. I'm sure the 5-foot people would have noticed a flailing ass
He
cheek.
would have.
Yeah, because it would have been in our face, literally in our face.
When I'm
Which
riding
I
the
have had
pony
that
directly
happen.
behind you, like.
Yeah, I have had that happen to me, and it's awful having a butt in your face, like, and on public transportation and shit. We would have not have let Kaporin leave the beach in just undies.
I'm crying.
Saltwater butt crack.
But so Rachel would go to his room and then respectfully pull Saren's body entirely out and sort of
Respectfully, okay.
exactly as much
Rachaz
as he
respectfully got it.
Respectfully, or
he would mimic the respect of a person trying to give last rites to you.
Face
Respect
down with
for the
Saren's
dead.
ass up in the air.
He's lit like a little red candle in the corner and just like put like a little piece of incense. Like, okay, time to go to town.
But he doesn't have incense or a candle,
A-
so he
a
just
moment of
like
peace.
rips off a piece of Saren's like robe and lights it on fire and just kind of like goes kind of like he's seen some people do, like all over like Saren's body, like he's trying to purify the air almost.
I saged him.
Yeah.
But
I'm
after
so sad
doing
we're
all
missing
that,
this.
after doing all of that, he would collect all of the stuff that he would remember at least. So like the book, his spell book, the other spell book, and all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
That
His
dagger
cloak.
is mine, actually.
All right.
But yeah, and then he'd get the body back in, and as gracefully as he possibly could.
Well,
but-
I mean, there's a level of graciousness that you can do. He did take a harpoon to the chest, so as soon as you take him out, there is a crime scene behind.
Let me know and I can clean it.
Also, why are you trying to put him back in the bag?
So it's
Like-
not in his bedroom.
Well, he can take
How-
Saren's room. Saren doesn't need it anymore.
He's not gonna leave Saren in his bedroom.
They could just switch rooms. Problem solved.
You guys bought all the rooms together.
Yeah, exactly. So Rachel
Oh
can
my
go
god, someone
in
killed
Saren's
Saren
room.
overnight and stole all of his stuff and then gave it to me. Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah,
So,
totally weird.
after
I have no idea.
after
It was like a milkman. He just left it outside my door, and I woke up, and I'm just like, oh look, all Saren's shit.
after the body gets back in, Rachel just emerges from his room like a massacre has gone on, where he's just like coated in blood. It's like
Yeah.
good to
The
go.
best part about it too is that every time you put Saren back into the bag, you do it head first, and so when you pull Saren out, it's feet first. So you got to like find something to like you go to your bed and like put the corner of the bag underneath the weight of the bed, and you just start dragging Saren's feet out from the bag itself, and just like a smear of blood just
So much blood.
Yeah, harpoon to the chest. That's a big gaping wound he has.
My cheeks hurt, and
I think Saren's cheeks hurt more.
I mean,
Exactly. Yes, to the question that you had. Yes.
the answer is yes.
So you fit him back in, and it's an interesting process to do solo. That he's no longer floating in water. You have to do it manually. So this is a slow process of like holding the bag open with like your foot and like trying to like slide him in and then it not working, so you have to like. You ever put like a trash bag over something that just barely fits in the bag? It's that situation as you're trying to like hold it open and like slide him in, but you can only go like an inch at a time. So yes, by the time you're done, you are well coated in goopy, viscous blood. It's no longer quickly running. Um, it is very much so gotten to a congealed state. So there's like not only just blood across him, but it's also got like bits of stuff,
Viscera.
and the blood itself is congealing. So he comes out looking like
A Dragon Age character.
you look as if you look like Luke after he spent the night inside the fucking
The Tauntaun?
yes. Just
Ew,
covered
that's gross.
and chunky stuff. The smell is wonderful.
Are the rest of us like in our rooms, or have we been just like standing outside Richard's room waiting?
Knowing that that's what he's doing, probably waiting in the hall.
Okay.
Yeah, we
so
see-
he comes out and it's just grossness.
And the
Oh,
entire
shit.
time I'm in there, you're hearing.
Just knock on the door. Do you need some help?
Ah, fuck it.
Nori pressed prestidigitation to try to get rid of the excessive amounts of blood.
It'll take you a while.
I will take the time. I don't want a crime scene in their damn room.
Oh, you also want to clean the floor too?
Yes.
Can I
Okay,
cast
you will.
create food and water? I know the food is a waste, but it creates enough water that should help clean Dricha off.
Just
Just
give
like
him,
stick them in the shower or in the
just give
bath,
him
whatever
an
they have.
immediate fucking like
Yeah,
full
it
dunking.
Yeah, it just immediately rains down water on him.
Great, we're gonna have to owe these people money too because we destroy their carpet.
Or just like
Red
frantically
velvet
casting
carpet.
the spell,
Great.
failing 10% of the time because of her
Yeah,
neck hurting.
it's fantastic because first you guys were standing outside, hearing the noises of Racha dealing with Saren's dead body, and then re-dealing with it as he put it away. And then walked out, you saw him, and you all pushed him back into the room, like, oh fuck no, we're not doing this. And then now you basically probably Kaporin would be the only one still left in the hallway, just not really one. I feel Kaporin has a very sensitive nose.
How well do you whistle, Kaporin? You're just outside in the hall. Do, 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 do.
I actually have very good whistler in real life. But yeah, Kaporin's just like, I'm gonna be over here. I mean,
Yeah.
just being the glamour barge, you know, you don't want to really get yourself in blood.
Kaporin standing in the hallway, kind of first hearing the noises of Racha dealing with the body, then hearing with the group dealing with Racha. You're just hearing, fuck it, ooh, stand still. And then all of a sudden,
That doesn't go there.
and then whoosh, as water just out of nowhere, and you start to see water seep out from underneath the door.
Nori frantically casting this spell, just like, oh my gosh, why?
The door opens up quickly as Noria's head pokes out, and she just starts prestidigitating
Yeah.
the water away, and you just see Racha
Yeah, it's
just
30
standing there.
gallons of water. 30 gallons of water.
You see Racha shivering behind, all just completely drenched in water.
I guess
Or-
would we know if like these rooms like have access to a bath or shower or something?
No one asked.
Kaporin just like, towel. He just
I mean,
pulls a towel out.
On the plus side, we have lots of food. It's bland food, but we have lots of food.
Great! Oh my goodness.
Eventually, Racha is clean. The floor is clean. The crime scene has been taken care of. The items have been retrieved. What would you guys like? The door finally opens and everyone joins you, Kaporin, in the hallway.
I prestidigitation the book so there is no blood on it.
Wait, what about did you do that on the bed or on the floor? Because the bed, if you did it on the bed, then the sheets and everything are gross and bloody
The
too.
whole room got prestidigitation. by the time.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I went 1 foot at a time. Just
She mighty
slowly
maged the
cleaning
whole room.
everything.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
like, why does it smell like bleach all of a sudden?
No one shine a black light if they exist in this world.
It was
Fairy fire.
You can still see blood. I've watched enough crime shows. You can still see the blood even if you bleached it.
Well, this was magic, but who knows what magic crime scene
Yeah,
and
you
stuff
watch-
are.
That
We're
watch
just not
out.
gonna
That
tell
means
anybody.
there's remnants of your magic going. Someone tried to clean this up.
Ah, damn.
Someone comes in there
Oh,
and,
we'll
and
cross
casts
that bridge
fairy
when we
fire,
get to
and
it.
just the entire room lights up.
Fairy fire being the black light of D&D.
So when it's used on someone, what does that mean? Oh, they would be a horrible time if they showed it on Kaporin then.
Okay, buddy.
That was too much information. We did not need
That
to
was
know.
information I didn't want at all.
Kaporin's wearing the same clothes he was wearing when he was on the boat, when he was on the island, when he was when he was in the
Have you
village.
not washed them?
I got a new set of clothes. Kaporin just kind of tucked them away.
So you all return to the hallway. Everything has been cleaned.
The book
Well,
gets
except for our
handed over.
souls.
The arcane grimoire, Richaw hands to you, Kaporin.
And Kaporin grabs Rashi and storms out the boat.
She stops. She stops you. What are you doing? Why are you just grabbing me without asking if that's okay?
Perrin,
Gotta go fast.
no. Ask for permission. Or, excuse me.
Kaporin's like looking down at Nora. It's like, are we being serious?
Yes.
Yes, I don't know why you just grabbed me and started yanking me after you.
Then he looks up at Bryn and he's like, are we serious?
Yes. Do it.
Can I try and snatch the book back from Capernaum?
Yeah, make a sleight of hand check.
Kaporin raises.
As no.
If he
as,
succeeds, I'm gonna laugh hysterically.
as he's trying to get that, it's just gonna be like, it is nice to ask for consent, Kaporin.
Henry Crabgrass.
Yeah. Yep.
All I heard was crapgrass. Whoa, he walked into the face.
Fine, Bryn, can I?
No. Rashi. You grabbed Rashi and she didn't want to be grabbed.
Sorry,
You're-
Rashi. Can we?
You're a whole like 2 people taller than me. It's kind of scary.
You are significantly taller than her.
Kaporin like looks over at Rashi's like, fine, let's go. Let her go. It's like, I'm sorry. Can you come with me to do a transaction, please?
Yeah, we can go sell the book. That's fine.
Okay. Oh,
Ooh, the familiar shows up.
Doug.
Richaw
The
will hand
little
the
one
book
wants to
back
go for a
over.
walk.
so Kaporin asked Rashi nicely if she could come with him, or come with him to go do a transaction, and also asked Bryn to come along as well because Bryn.
The Bank of Bryn, yeah.
Come with me if you want to live.
And if everyone consents, Kaporin would lead them off to the Brown Tiara.
Okay. So with that, we'll go ahead and end the session there as you guys are traveling to the Brentiar. It is early in the morning. The shops are just opening. You guys have not gotten a long rest yet or anything like that. So with that, any questions, guys?
Well, we technically got a long rest, though. It was just a weird hour, though, before that.
Well,
all
Short rest.
crap.
No, it was a short
It was a
rest. We got a
short
short rest. Because I don't have hardly any spells left.
Kaporin has 3.
I didn't
I'm gonna-
get. Sorry, I didn't get spells back on my short rest. I just got hit points.
Any questions?
Not that you can answer.
That was absolutely insane. We went
So-
from
so could-
death threats to cleaning up blood.
Yeah, so Qatar is the third brother, basically, is how that works.
Looks like it.
Son
One
of a
of them.
bitch. Well, I'm assuming there's 3 because, like, celestial stuff and infernal stuff like to work in 3s, regardless of where they're at. So I just assumed that when he said he summoned his brothers that there were 2 others, but there could be more.
Well, it's infernal. It could be a 6.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
There's
Followed by
also the 9 hells, and there could all just
Yeah.
be the leaders of the 9 hells. Yeah.
That's true.
Lord.
All right.
But yeah, no, I don't have any specific questions.
Okay, guys. So
It's because we haven't long rested yet. We haven't gotten our experience. Did we level up by chance?
I will have to deal with the experience once you guys finally do finish a long rest.
Excellent.
Okay, cool. You add that to our characters for us, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
All right.
Oh, my stomach hurts from laughing.
I'm just freaking shocked we didn't freaking die.
Yeah, seriously.
Any more of us, at least.
I mean, Rashi was about to. I was trying real hard to stay quiet and wait for someone to not let me accidentally kill everybody.
I feel that.
All right, guys.
All
Okay.
right.
So with that, if you guys have any questions, feel free to message me and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If I don't talk to you all before then, you guys have a great week, and I'll see you all Thursday.
No.
I thought
No.
you were taking
Wait,
off.
wait.
We're taking
Oh, yeah,
Thursday
yes,
off.
yes. Thursday we have off, so we'll be seeing you all next Monday.
Okay.
So a
Okay.
full
Sounds
week.
good.
Enjoy the week, everyone.
At least
We-
it's not a cliffhanger.
Well, going to the
Mostly
Brion
all
Tiara
lived.
is definitely a cliffhanger. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's the
definitely.
worst cliffhanger. We're going to a shop.
It's worse for Kaporin because he's been waiting.
All right,
He's
guys.
had-
Sorry, I chose the wrong thing to buy, apparently, okay? I'm sorry.
All right, you all. Have a great weekend.
Night, everybody.
Night, y'all.
Thank you all for those that stayed with us. We'll be skipping this Thursday, but we'll see you all next Monday. Have a great night. Actually, he flips the conversation. He goes, "I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett."
What?
Nothing. Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.